not going to change anything as we're going into Game 2.
And Creed released the beasts. Okay. Couple of resets here and there.
Well, I've seen Crab Cage do this before. She does a few stages to dig around for a little bit just to see what's what before actually getting started. She does find Crash amongst some of those swaps, but of course, it's more about gaining information as opposed to finding which Rami is where.
I do want to remind that information is costly. Each reset costs like 6 to 7 seconds, so this is not free.
No, not at all. And with the game ending in what could only be determined as a dead heat with them finishing with the same time, maybe one of those resets may have cost Crab Cakes the game. You know, it's something that I'm going to ask about. But so many small little things over the course of 33 and a half minutes happen that if any one of them doesn't, we may have had a winner in that last game, to be honest with you.
I want to take a quick moment because there was a question in chat about the difference between easy and normal. If you're familiar with the US version of Mega Man 2, pretty much easy mode is technically the normal mode of Mega Man 2 US, which you pretty much just have increased double damage for weaknesses on bosses, increased drops for weapons and items and such, and increased damage and increased damage in health in the difficult version, which is the normal mode, which represents the difficult mode in Mega Man 2 US and the vanilla Rockman 2. So in terms of the randomizer, it's going to vary a lot because how much damage you deal is going to take a lot less, especially for enemies. Take, for example, the highest amount of damage you can take for a given enemy is usually 10 with the normal shot. For difficult, it's going to be about 20. And there are a lot of enemies you do not want to take 20 pea shooter shots on in a given moment on the normal difficulty.
I can't mash that fast. It's not very good. Meanwhile, Tom take care of a very erratic quick man at the end of Metal. I was really wondering how quick can be so tame on a conveyor belt, but that's past us now. So he chose, I guess not chose, but pick Big Woodman while Cupcake takes on Metal.
Yeah, a little bit of a roulette here with the bosses not being known to the runners. Crabcake's adopting the strategy of, you know, taking the early resets and looking for a couple of the bosses straight away. That information may well have saved Crabcakes from an early entry into a Heatman. So it is a double-edged sword. You're paying 6 seconds to get the information of where certain bosses are. Not exactly the worst way to use your time, as you could spend much more than that. Let's say CasualTom ends up in Crashman stage next. Doesn't have any items to help him through the stage. That's going to take a couple of deaths, if not more, to game over and get out of that stage.
She's going to find that erratic quickman as well.
Oh, going with the flash stopper, but not effective on Quickman, not in the randomizer.
Not this time around, at least.
I just want to point out that CasualTom does have item 2 after going through Metal Man stage, so we're expecting Crabcake to get the same item, and I believe she got item 3 after going through Quickman stage as well, because I'm pretty sure I saw items from beating both their first stages.
Creed actually tracking better. I didn't see that when I was watching. Oh,
Yeah,
Crabcake chooses air again. Pretty early.
Oh no, and the Metal Crushers too, so you can't rely on item 2 here for Crabcakes to just kind of zoom through. You'll smack into the top of a Metal Crusher and that is not advised.
And we find item 1 going through Woodman stage, then CasualTom goes straight into Crash, but we got all that we really need to at least survive Crash stage. We don't have item 3 to make the Crash climb work, but as long as you can survive the moving platforms, we should be very much good to go in Crash.
Because item 1.
Yeah, this section is definitely the difference maker. Having the items or not is going to make these 3 elevator boards so much easier or much more difficult. Sorry about that, Prodigy. I think I cut you off there.
No. So now we know where all the items are. It's a matter of time that they get it. They get them all. But I'm very curious, why aren't they switching a lot of weapons? They're using mainly items and booster on this seed, not focusing on any weapon whatsoever. I guess they don't have any good. Crapcase has Flash and Heat, and Tom doesn't have anything good either.
Well, I can understand not using Heat. Heat is one of those weapons that you kind of just really don't really want to use on robot masters, although it's probably would be very wise to at least check to see how they act, especially for stages, because Heat, as far as enemies go, it's a pretty strong weapon against most enemies. It can tear through them very, very swiftly, so using items probably could be recommended, but it's always on a player-to-player basis.
Yep. That's bound to personal decision. Oh, these nasty Okay. Stay calm there. It's over. Cupcakes makes it over the difficult Metroid section, while CasualTom defeats a pretty tame Wood. I would say tame because he did not jump very high and did not give him a lot of trouble. There's some very fast Woodmans in this game. Woodmans that can jump all the time with fast leaves and whatnot. So I consider that a tame one.
Oh, well done on Crabcakes using the Lightning Lord platforms to their advantage.
So we got CasualTom going through Flashman stage, pretty tame start, probably a few jokes, getting snapped a little bit by a prop top, but that's really nothing very notable. Flashman, just like its vanilla counterpart, it's a short stage. There are very specific enemy sets that could trip this stage up, but other than that, is really not much talking about in a randomizer.
Yeah, really the only difficult section is here where CasualTom is going through. These angry chickens are not the worst. One buster shot seems to be getting rid of them. So a straight shot to the E-Tank, and now I think CasualTom's going to check the walls. Not Heat this time, not Leaf Shield, so getting a little bit of information that it's not Quick Boomerang either, and it certainly won't be item 1 or 2. So CasualTom getting turned around.
And Crabcakes doesn't get the same luck as the first seed. She actually tried 3 weapons on Heat, and Heat was immune to all of them. So, yeah, he's gonna have to booster her out. He's soft weak. Heat is soft weak, so it was not a big deal. But Airman on CasualTom side, which is not a bro, and yeah,
this is
not a bro
setup, but CasualTom getting through it. The little crevices actually working to his advantage.
So look like meanwhile we're gonna have our little bit of revisits. So we got Crabcase going through Woodman stage that CasualTom's already been through, and Quickman on CasualTom stage. I mean, on CasualTom's end that Crabcase already been through. Actually, if my memory serves, these are where our final items are.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct. And to
So
answer a question in chat, are all robots weak to Buster? In the original game, Rockman 2, every robot takes at least, the robots take at least 1 damage, and the soft weak guys take 2. So this being the US version, yeah, they're gonna be pseudo weak, take 2 and 4. So yeah, there are no robot masters immune to Buster, at least not in this version of the randomizer. There was once upon a time.
So yeah, it's pretty much just based on if we're talking about Buster effectiveness, we're talking about if an enemy or robot master is actually soft weak to it, so they can get those 4 damage, which actually would be definitely beneficial for, as usual, ammo consumption. So it's going to be interesting to see which 4 are going to be that soft weak, because each robot master, there are 4 of which that are going to be soft weak to Buster and deal those 4 damage.
Yep, and that's a strategy as well. You can kind of Buster the soft weak ones and search for the ones that are not.
Yeah, like we saw on CasualTom's side, Bubble Man takes 4 points of damage every time he gets hit. So 7 hits and he's out of there.
He gets item 3 for his trouble. Crab Cakes, non-digging for weapons, is gonna take Crashman head on. Unfortunately takes him out. Well, fortunately takes him out, and she will get her item 1. So both of our runners are fully stocked on items, so they're pretty much set for any kind of platforming challenge for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's a little difficult this time around to really say who's ahead, though. Throw 5 Robot Masters. The last race, we saw all 5 Robot Masters in common, and Crab Cakes maintaining a lead throughout the entirety of the back end up until the alien, where she unfortunately just couldn't find the weakness quick enough, and CasualTom was able to find it straight away, wiping out almost a 25 to 30 second deficit and causing the first race to be a tie.
In theory, for now, CasualTom is pretty much ahead. He's done the longest stage in the game, which is Crash, and is ahead on Bubble. So, yeah, he's ahead for now, but like you said, you never know who is going to find the better weaknesses and execution.
Well, I would think Flashman's going to go quicker than the Airman stage, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Crab Cakes need to watch her health. She's running a bit lower on health than CasualTom, who's not looking that well in the health department either, but Crab Cakes is in pretty dire straits until, yeah, sure. Go ahead and help. At least Crab Cakes is now a little bit safer, but she's still got to take care of these falling crabs that could impede her path.
Yeah, and they don't seem to be dropping down, more so as just like kind of popping out of the waterfall. At least none of them fell on top of Crab Cakes, so able to make it to the boss door at least. So we'll see if we get a E-Tank used, or if Crab Cakes tries to just have a go at Metal Man.
Okay, Tom used the weakness. I believe it was heat.
He was a soft weakness, not necessarily a huge weakness. Well,
Whoa.
we got another weakness on Crab Cake side, so hey, we got ourselves another quick one on both ends.
And surviving on top of that.
That went really well for Crab Cakes. Looked like quick boomerang, making quick work of things. So Crab Cakes into the easier of the 2 remaining stages, while CasualTom finding the easier of the 2 remaining stages that CasualTom has left. So it will come down to who can navigate through these remaining stages first. Now, with only 2 stages remaining, I'm going to defer to you two as to which stages are likely to go quicker than the other.
I'm gonna say whoever finds the weakness for the bosses. And whoever doesn't die in the process.
CasualTom could make a little bit of a faster stage in air with the item 2, but the Metroids are just a little too intimidating. And wait, nope, here we go. Oh, there we go. Let's see if he stays on. If he's nope. The item 2 was a little too low. If he was a little higher, he can definitely coax those Metroids into doing just that. So yeah, sorry, go on ahead.
No, just stating the obvious. CasualTom to the end of the Airman stage, Crabcake's right behind, making it to the end of Flashman. So we'll see if Crabcake can figure out a way to deal with this Airman as easily as CasualTom did. CasualTom in... Oh, no.
Well, yeah. that says it all.
CasualTom got greedy. It was a relatively simple Flashman fight. The problem was he thought he might be quicker. He had 4 E-tanks. It was just greed that got him.
Not when your Flashman is quicker than quick, though.
Oh no. That might be a very relevant decider of this particular game. Just that one mistake right there by CasualTom. Using the E-Tank or not using the E-Tank when I think all 3 of us would endorse using said E-Tanks to save yourself instead of taking a death needlessly.
Crabcake's making short work of the moving platform rooms, using item 1 to full effectiveness. Fortunately, there was absolutely no opposition to make that area more complicated than needed to be. CasualTom using the same item 1 to make those final little gaps and make the final straightaway to get to his midpoint faster, but got a little clumsy with item 1 usage.
Yeah, actually getting trolled by his own platforms there.
Exactly.
So it looks like CasualTom maybe trying a little too hard to make up time and kind of making a mistake as Crabcake's able to just stay clean through the Crashman stage.
Tom is panicking? Do you think so? I believe he just want to go fast and it's not working out. It's normal in a randomizer. No, whatever the case, Crabcake is first on the boss door, which shows, I believe, the depth difference that we're pretty much neck to neck.
Yeah, CasualTom gonna make it to the boss door pretty quickly. So we're looking at maybe, I think it was 7 seconds difference, but Crabcake's already out of the Woodman fight, just saying, get off my lawn. Let's see if CasualTom digs once, see, Heatman is going to go slower just by default, but here we go. Crabcake's into the Wily stages before 18.5 minutes, so definitely on a good pace here. And as I believe Prodigy and Creed were stunned by being confronted by the best eyebrows in gaming, I think I'll go ahead and describe the little game that we throw out for our viewers. One of the many things that is randomized is the colors of the dragon, the boss at the end of Wily 1. So what we task you with, so your mission, should you choose to accept it, guess the color of the dragon and guess the weakness. Have at it, guys.
I guess I'll be the one that starts this one off. I'm going to stick with one of my traditional picks. Looking for a monochrome dragon, specifically some white, grays, blacks, whatever kind of matching combination. And hopefully I can get the weapon weakness again. And this time we're going to go with air shooter.
Okay, Frico, let's go. Age over beauty. Come on.
Oh, my. Well, Creed stole my Red Eyes Black Dragon from me, so I don't want to do it to you. So I'm going to go with a pink dragon, but I am going to stick with my bubble lead.
Okay, I'm gonna go with classic blue. Not blue eyes, not white. Classic blue with air shooter. Because it has to be fast.
So it looks like Prodigy and I on the same wavelength as far as weapon goes. We're gonna see. You're on your own on this one, Frico.
Well, here we go. Crab Cake's about to reveal to us. Ooh.
Okay, that's pretty blue for me. It looks very blue.
I think you need your eye checker.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I'm gonna
definitely
say a
orange.
little bit of color correction on the RGB scale. So not Buster. Looks like Metal Blade.
Metal Blade is one potential weakness. There are two weaknesses for the Mega Dragon, but honestly, I don't think Tom is gonna find that second weakness. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna find Metal Blade just as fast.
Yeah, it's right there at the beginning of the item sheet. So I would presume CasualTom, like you say, goes right to the Metal Blade after these first couple Buster shots plonk off. And no, going with the Bubble Lead. So, oh, my dreams are dashed. Quick Boomerang, not happening. Air Shooter.
Okay, I lost everything.
We both rip.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of ripperoni for everybody, as CasualTom does settle on the Metal Blade.
We are not witches this day.
Well, we still have at least one more game, so maybe one of us can get something. Well, I guess you did get the weapon weakness, as both of our runners are into Wily 2.
Okay, and as a result, Tom using item 2, he has to refill here, while Cupcakes didn't have to. She had to refill something else. I missed what she refilled, but either way, she's being really close to Pico right now. We're
Yeah,
about to see which weakness she's gonna find and what's beneficial or not.
Well, Emperor Rosari, the first game was Crab Cakes to lose, and unfortunately, she managed a draw as it took Crab Cakes significantly longer to find the alien weakness in Game 1, and CasualTom able to sneak out a draw between our runners in Game 1.
Well, Cupcakes finds air, which takes 2 shots and is an exact weakness, which means if all is correct, at the end of the fight, she's gonna have 0 ammo, which means more refilling. Good on one side because you don't need to search anymore. On the other side, you're gonna have to stop somewhere.
Yeah, you're going to have to pick up a power-up to refill that air shooter, because if it's a weakness somewhere else, cough, cough, guts tank, cough, cough, blue beam turret, that's going to cause a significant problem. And it looks like exactly what Crab Cakes is doing.
Ooh, Tom hitting the lottery.
Oh, they're my favorite god weakness of all time. We got a Leaf Shield Pico Pico combination sighting.
Yeah, so good on CasualTom to find that. Might allow him to get through this particular fight, and definitely going to keep his weapon energy in a much better situation, and CasualTom actually jinking over to the right a little bit as the Pico blocks form in the center and then move forward Mega Man, so not having any of them finish up right on top of him and taking a hit.
So we got Crab Cakes out of the ecto cooler waters of Wally 3 on her way to the Guts tank, where once again we're going to have to dig for our weakness. Hopefully it is in air, but there are 2 weaknesses, so she may be able to find just an equally effective weak. Oh, well, we don't need to worry about that because it's Buster.
I would consider the Buster a pretty effective weakness.
That's also a blue robot, guys. We nailed every blue. Okay, the only thing that's blue or actually teal on the seed is the fortress. Come on.
So Crab Cakes can do the great equalizer, Wily 4.
Yeah, right now it's really not this part of Wally 4 that's going to be an issue. Although, like we said, we do have a little bit of randomizations with the fake platforms, but with the items in hand, you're pretty much going to expect them to just flat out ignore that little challenge. What's going to be interesting, as Casual Tom also finds the Buster for the Gust Tank, we're going to see what's going to be happening in these other moving platform rooms, which some would like to call anxiety rooms, some that would like to call the great educator, the great equalizer, whatever the case may be. We're going to see if there's going to be any kind of carnage in these rooms that Crab Cakes is coming into.
Well, let's see what we have. Oh boy.
Shotman is not so bad, but I can't help to notice that Cupcakes is again 30 seconds ahead than Casual Tom. A reminder to all viewers, this is a new runner to the game, and she's ahead of a guy that plays ROM hacks and stuff on a regular basis. So the randomizer is, well, you don't know anything about the rando. You start the game and you're behind.
Well, giving credit where credit's due, Crab Cakes is doing very well. Randomization aside, she's been playing this very well. She's been playing heads up with Casual Tom, who, as you said, is pretty familiar with the randomizer. It's as I said, I looked at her, I seen her gameplay. I was very, very impressed and pleased with what I've seen from her. Like I said, she's gonna be one of my dark horses, but of course, she's also in a group that has you in it, Prodigy.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like you said, look can carry you so far. There is the skill, and she's trying various weaknesses now, starting with wood. I guess she was not sure about that. So metal next? Nope. Oh, she knows it's here. Right, correct.
Ooh, landing these air shooters on the crash walls is a little rough. So now the second half of the hunt begins, trying to figure out what the boo beam weakness is.
She dig through most of page 1, and we find a vanilla weakness. So we got crash bombs to take out these turrets.
Now, I'm actually a little surprised here that Crabcakes isn't testing the crash bombs to see if she can fire. She's waiting until the bomb explodes, which
that's a vanilla thing. That's a vanilla thing. That's a pretty bad habit, but yeah.
Well, normally you would see Mega Man reach his arm out as if he's trying to fire, and I believe that was not the case. I may not have that interaction completely down correctly, but what I do know is Crabcakes is into the refights, and Casual Tom still digging.
Nice here. Nice here.
And this is the experience that the difference from Casual Tom and Crabcakes. Casual Tom realizes that he can actually fire the bombs again, and as a result, he made that boo beam fight much faster than Crabcakes, who opted to wait and for the bombs to explode before moving on to the next turret. So Casual Tom cut up quite a bit of time, but there's still at least a 2 robot master advantage as far as refights go. So once again, we got a situation that's looking similar to the first match.
Yeah, Crabcakes, got ahead, and so far staying ahead. So the race is on here. We may see a repeat of the first.
No.
Oh no!
You never expect him flashing. Flashman taking another victim this seed around though.
Yeah, got Casual Tom in the go around in the stages. So.
Like the classic as Mega Man is, if you die to something, it's a universal law that the second time it's gonna be free. Absolutely free.
Oh, Crabcakes remembers the quick boomerang from Metal Man.
Having a little trouble thanks to the extra buoyancy that Metal Man is having it underwater. Just to note, every Robot Master is buoyant underwater, not just Bubble Man. So trying to attack every Robot Master underwater can be a bit of a tricky affair.
Okay. Okay, she's taking it easy this time around. Decides to use the E-Tank. A smart decision. You never know when those iframes are gonna wear out.
Yeah, definitely better to use an E-Tank, although in this situation, I would say on the off chance, which is about 2.2% of the Wily machine being a non-buster weak, because I am doing commentary, and I think just about every time I've had a buster weak Wily machine, you want to save a E-Tank for that chance.
Behave!
my.
Look what you did. Behave, Rico.
But we got ourselves a pretty decent weapon for the first phase. We got an air shooter as the first phase, but we do not know if it's the phase also for the second weakness. So for the second phase, a weapon is locked out from the potential weakness pool, but it's not locked out in this case.
Good job. Really good job. Even picking up the second refill, Tom finds the same. Not using an E-Tank, not slowing down. That was really well played by Crabcakes.
Alright, so Crabcakes, 31-45 and about to drop down into Victory Road. So CasualTom, oh, it looks like he's switched off the air shooter. This is going to cost him a little bit.
That's Tom is not wasting, and he doesn't have it. That was greedy as crap. He was using the iframes, hoping that it would last long enough to beat the last phase of the Wily machine. That was a really gutsy maneuver that could have been easily a very dumb decision if the iframes went at the wrong time.
But for the guys that are not
going left, pulling into the pits, so Crabcakes up against Alien.
This is still close. This is still close. I'm not giving it up.
This is about the same situation we were in Game 1. Crabcakes at the Alien, CasualTom dropping down to Victory Road, but Crabcakes finding the air shooter.
Air shooter coming up big in the end, and there you have it.
GG.
We do actually have ourselves a winner. Crabcakes finishing with an official SRL time of 32 minutes 47 seconds.
Well done, Crabcakes.
By the way, I just want to say how greedy that was. If you can see at the end, Crabcakes didn't have crash ammo. So she actually took the risk into going without refilling. Which is another +1 in my book. Mega Man player that's not risking is not playing the game.
Well, I advocate going right the first time, almost no matter what, unless you're on your last guy. But even then, it probably doesn't hurt you, because if you don't have the right ammo, you're kind of up the creek no matter what. And if you take the item ammo, you have to force a game over if you don't have the right ammunition. If you go right and you go, okay, this is what I need, alright, I'm going to take a death, go fall to the left, pick up the right item ammo, and then finish the game. It seems less problematic than, you know, having to force a game over by losing multiple lives.
Well, whatever the case, I'm very excited that the match has turned out that way. And I'm very surprised that Crabcakes is playing so good. I mean, really good. Not that Tom is doing any worse. Don't get me wrong, Tom is playing great. But, I mean, Crabcakes for showing up in the tournament this year for the first time, he's rocking it. He's just booking it. He's just not stopping.
Yeah, no fear. So, I think we're going to get ourselves set up for Game 3. As was stated, Game 1 was a draw. So Game 2 going to Crab Cakes, taking a 1-0 lead. So even though this is Game 3, Crab Cakes holds a 1-0 lead. So if CasualTom is able to take this game, we may see a final round action and a Game 4 to decide this particular match between Crab Cakes and CasualTom.
TBH, I'm not convinced. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to see a Game 4 also, but in both the games, Crab Cakes is ahead. You gotta give credit. You gotta give credit.
Well, I can't argue with you in that. I mean, we both saw the games, and we both saw Crab Cakes get to the alien faster than CasualTom. It was bad luck in Game 1 that denied Crab Cakes essentially a 2-0 win in this match. CasualTom found the weakness for the alien right away, and unfortunately for Crab Cakes, she struggled.
Yo, Creed, what do you think is gonna happen in Game 3?
I have no friggin' idea.
Oh.
Right now, these two, just like our very first match that opened the tournament, we got two evenly matched competitors. The veteran and CasualTom, he's holding his own, but he's making just a little bit more clumsy mistakes as opposed to Crab Cakes, who, even though she has maybe a little bit of a deficit when doing early checks, she played a much cleaner game. So it's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be definitely dependent on who's going to have the cleaner game and who's capable of just adapting to whatever the next season's going to take to him. That's always the case, but with competitors this even, that's going to matter more than ever.
Yep.
Well, we
Can't agree
easily...
more, but we have a person that actually puts his money on the table, says another tie. that would be interesting though.
Well, to be honest with you, we could have had two ties in the first match. Not this one, but the match that happened 2 days ago. But one of the runners, unfortunately, just stumbled on the dragon twice. And that made things a little rough for them.
That's a feels bad, man. That's a really feels bad. Kissing dragon, that's not good.
But, I mean, it was a photo finish for Game 1 in this match. Crab Cakes able to hold on to the lead in Victory Road in Game 2. But so far, we've seen Crab Cakes in Victory Road in both games of this match first between the runners. So if Crab Cakes can pull it off one more time, may have played 3 games, but Crab Cakes taking the W. That's kind of what I expect here. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna see pretty soon. I'm pretty sure Papa Creed has loaded the guns for both of the runners, so...
Yes, I have. So in a few seconds, we should be seeing both our runners up and at it as Game 3 of what should have been 3, which is now potentially going to be 4 if